Put some nitro in the pipes. Funny car time. A tradition here since 1971 at this race my dad called the Ignitor. Yesterday they had one really good run of 573 on the first pass. The second run it sounded horrible, and I don't know if they had to change engines or what, but it went south somewhere down the track. So they've been up working all night on this machine getting it ready for today. Bill Wyndham, his first run of 2025 here at Firebird. Run number 3 for Nathan. They made 2 runs at Edmonton last weekend. So on this brand new car in the left lane, this is run number 5. Qualifying underway. Late chutes. He may take a little bit of a trip there. That chutes didn't come out for 800 feet past the finish line as he goes through at 591, 662 for Wyndham. 206 miles an hour at the 8th mile yesterday for Boychuk's 5.70. For Eddie Knox, Todd Plate, car started scooting around oddly enough out there at about 400 feet yesterday. It made one little move and then a bunch of smoke, and I think they learned a few things, but we'll find out here in a couple of moments. So the problem child in the happy hour. Well, there's a respectable run. They ought to be tickled with that. 585, and guess what? They go right to number 1. So Horan and Miller, another pair. Ryan Horan, his first Legend Series National Event victory earlier this year. Rolling into Boise for the first time in a couple of years. Good to see him back, him and his dad, Dan. So 573, 257 miles an hour. That thing was boogieing down Broadway. Right to number 1 they go. 381, 202 at the 8th mile. Can you imagine the effort of facing a team somewhere down in the Southwest, but your home is in Hawaii? To go racing, you got to cross the Pacific Ocean or part of it. Little Jerry, as he's known. He's not really that little of a guy, but that's kind of his nickname. Look at the slim and trim Brad Littlefield out in front here. I didn't even recognize him. Man, I need to go on whatever program he's on. I like it. Good job, Brad. Morera set to take on Espaseth. Well, look at this. First run down the racetrack this weekend for Espaseth. And Littlefield delivers the number. New number one qualifier, 571, 254 miles an hour. We were all there a year ago at the Hot Rod Reunion when they pulled off the Cinderella miracle accomplishment of runner-upping at the Hot Rod Reunion and winning the national championship. Bobby Cottrell, multiple national titles driving for Bucky Austin, and here for Jim Broom. Boy, you can sense they are pumping the nitro to the pipes. Getting a face full down here on the starting line. Will we see low ET? Either of these cars are capable of running quicker than 570. Right now, the pole is 571. Looks like we're good. Get out of here. Bobby Cottrell, 567. And what a rip. 259 miles an hour. And that did not sound good at all. As unfortunately the throttle stuck wide open and John Capps getting out of the car, and he'll get himself on the other side of the wall of easily one of the winningest of cars in the world of Heritage Series competition, the Austin and O'Brien Bardall back Camaro driven by Shane Westerfield. So let's see what Westerfield can put down. Yesterday a 566. Do they set it up exactly the same way? We'll see. Well, a stout number at 570. They got after it at 988 and 60 foot. They were 374, 204. That was the quickest to 8th mile speed and ET. All right, we're back to funny car qualifying. Good luck, everybody. Q2. Well, at least this time, the throttle doesn't go to the moon. We understand something in the air pressure relief or something caused the throttle to stay wide open. Well, how about that? A brilliant 5.65. Wow, 240 miles an hour. They did not come up timid. Way to go, Cecil Matthews and company. 970 at 60 foot, 372 to the 8th mile at 203. A monster lap to go to number one. For those of you sitting in the grandstands, give them a little encouragement. They just went to the number one spot from the bottom. How about it? Morera, winner of the Winter Nationals in Pomona about a month and a half ago, as memory serves, and set to take on Bill Windham because tomorrow is a complete unknown. We have optimistic thoughts, a segment of tomorrow in, but we don't know at this point, so that's why we're running 2 runs. So this is an all-important pass right here. Well, he tried everything, and it did not act like it wanted to get its way down there. And Windham obviously with plenty of problems with the pedal clutch. Wojciech is hoping he can repeat what he did yesterday. He'll need way better than a 619, and same thing the 591 for Bubble Up. Yesterday they rocked into the 570s themselves, both hoping to collect a number like that. Trying to get it right in the middle of the lane, right in the middle of the groove. You've got to be kidding me. 5.60 to a 566. They were welded together the entire quarter-mile distance. Talk about the bubble-up team. 370 at the 8th mile and a monster 965 at 60 foot. 205 miles an hour. And for Tim Boychuk, what a pass. 378, 206 at the 8. 566, and the side-by-side race of the event thus far. Canadian Knox and company put together the combination to slide Todd Plate into the field. Modise is in at 573 and is hungry for more. Quarter-pounder problem child. Look at this, my friends. 572, like a bracket car. He goes 573, now 572. And the problem child gave it a truckload. But 577 is a whisker short at 246. I mean, this is in the Heritage Series amongst the two finest teams. There's a lot of them, but this is the two heavy hitters. I know that Bucky's hungry for 550-something is what I'm guessing. They're loading this thing up. So is Dan Horan. He's gone 262 at this racetrack. Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, in a number one qualifier, the Bucky Austin Freight Train in the Barnall machine with Shane Westerfield goes a superb 559, 261 miles an hour, low ET and top speed of the event. That is wicked good. Top speed of the event's 262.59 by Boychuk. Congratulations on that. And here comes the last two. This Jim Bloom and Jerry Esposito. Bobby Cockrell came into this a speed sport ride. Was number one, now he's number 567. Jerry Esposito is number 6 at 571. The bump is 572.1. Well, look at this. Jerry Esposito goes 562, 259, 970 at 60 foot. He was 373 to 205 at the 8th mile. And for Bobby Cottrell, 977. They were plenty aggressive. 380 though. It did just not have the power through the middle of the course. 200 miles an hour. They finish at 576. No improvement. But Jerry Esposito moves up several positions. And so it's Shane Westerfield, 559, 560 for Nathan Sitko, 562 with Esposito, Caps at 565, 566 Boychuk, Cottrell 567, Horan 571, Jeff Moniz in the quickest 8-car field in Firebird history at 5.721.
Very exciting right now. The class has really come together. I've always been a fan of Nostalgia Funny Car, and obviously Bucky Austin Racing's always been one of the top groups out here for sure. But to see some of the other guys really starting to catch them, so to speak, you know, everyone's kind of getting grouped up a little bit. It's exciting. You know, it's a little more nerve-wracking going into Sunday. When I showed up here in August last year, we had a 10th on the field basically, so it wasn't as nerve-wracking. You know, now it's, I don't care if you're one qualifier, number 8 qualifier, it's all good. It's tight racing right now. Kind of like I'll call Funny Car in a Tay Day, you know, just super tight competitive racing, and that's what I really enjoy.
Welcome everybody once again. This is Firebird Raceway, the Igniter. It is time for the Granddaddy Nitro Opener. As we wake up the Treasure Valley with, yes, this has been known over the years as the Firebird Experience. qualifiers, they are most evenly matched. 565 for John Capps, he has lane choice. Tim Boychuk, 566, and to within a whisker of the Firebird track record for funny car at 262.59 yesterday. Boychuk with help from Twig Ziegler and a number of others lending assistance to the brand new Happy Hour team. Cecil Matthews and company. John Capp here at AA Funny Car. This is the NHRA Hot Rod Heritage Point Series. Stop number 2 after the March meet in March. First pair ready to rock this quarter mile. Well, we knew the conditions were unbelievable this morning. Look at this. 5.59 beats the number 1 man in the points. Knocks him out in round 1. 5.66. Put your hands together, race fans. That was a whale of a drag race. Jerry Espeseth that absolutely blew us all away at 5.62, your number 3 qualifier. So he has lane choice. That's why he's in this left-hand lane. Boy, they are wasting no time. Going to maybe put a little pressure on Bobby, who is cool, calm, and collected. He's raced a lot of machinery in his several years of being in our sport. Looks like we're ready to go. Next pair in funny car. Speed Sport against the Atlas. Well, that's what you call a hole shot. A half a second hole shot. Bobby was wired at the tree with an 080 and goes 5.73 and beats a way quicker 5.69 with so many things happening in just a split second, and Jerry got caught. Missed the tree and loses with a quicker 2.59, 5.69. Bucky Austin has won so many events over the course of his career, up and down the coast, from one side of the country to the other. He's standing here at the starting line with the black hat. Shane Westerfield, one of the formidable top alcohol funny car racers in the country, was hired a little over a year ago. Came in here, won the Night Fire Nationals in August, and came within a whisker of the world title. This car in a tribute to Bucky's brother Walt Austin, set to take on Keith Clark, a veteran, one of the old timers in our sport that has really showed a lot of gut perseverance in recent years. They're number 8, so this is number 1, the heavily favored Bardall Northwest header against Jeff Moniz. Well, and like clockwork, they put down another brilliant 5.592. 372, 209 at the 8th mile for Shane Westerfield, and they rock into the semifinals. Jeff Moniz put up a good fight, his quickest run of the weekend at 5.68, and actually got 0.03 of a second hole shot on Shane. Moniz was on his game, but unfortunately comes up a little short. Ryan Hodson won the Legends Series Funny Car title. Congratulations to him. This is the first race of the year for Hodson, Sitco, and company. Bob Flynn is here, one of the perennial top crew chiefs in the world of drag racing, lending assistance to Ron and Ryan Hodson. This car went 5.60. It's the favorite of the two. Horan's best was 5.71, and they need more. This is the track record holder. In fact, the world record holder, Nathan Sitko, went 5.51 here a year ago. They hold the track speed record at 262 as well. So Horan to take on the Canadian from Edmonton. That's Ryan Hodson out front. Sitko behind the wheel, the bubble-up pacemaker Firebird. Last pair in funny car. You can tell Ryan Horan is absolutely beyond himself at the minute. He slaps the throttle mid-track, but a 5.64. Good job to Ryan Hodson. Ron Hodson, Nathan Sitko, 9.86 and 60 foot. They were 3.74 at the 8th mile, and they crush Horan at 5.64, 2.52. The defending champion continues in an attempt to go back-to-back, 5.64, 2.52. Whew, what a first round. My. The lane choice goes to the decision of Bucky Austin and his driver Shane Westerfield. They'll pick the right lane. That means Tim Boychuk gets to run in the exact same lane he ran first round. Look at the front wheels chatter there. That gives you an armful of tire shake when he comes to a stop, but he's okay and he's wasting a little time backing up as Boychuk from Edmonton, Alberta, although he has a home down in the Scottsdale, Phoenix area as well. Happy hour. The first Nightfire 500 champion, Twig Ziegler, making sure he's in the center of the groove. Bucky Austin in the black hat on the starting line. I swear at one point in his life he could have been a WWE wrestler. Takes his hat off, takes a look at the starting line to make sure everything's okay. The Bardall team set to take on Happy Hour. This will be for a slot in the final round of AA Funny Car. Hang on to your hats here, gang. Get your video cameras ready. Here comes the first half of the semis. Westerfield and Boychuk. Well, there it is, the quickest run of the entire weekend. Put your hands together, race fans. The Bardall team goes 5:55 and they get the track speed record. 263 ripping miles per hour for Shane Westerfield. Oh my, Tim Boychuk, there was so much intensity of traction, the car went into unbelievable tire shake and he could not any longer hold the wheel. And he threw the towel in. He was 980 at 60 feet, so they went for it. 330, they were almost together, 251, 252. But at that point, Boychuk could not get himself through the tire shake. Well, the favorite of these two likely is Nathan Sitko. They went 564 in the first round after a 560 in qualifying. But Bobby Cottrell won with a 573 after qualifying with a 567. It's kind of a you pick 'em here. The brand new Bubble Up pacemaker that now is on run number 6 or 7 total against Jim Broom's Speed Sport Camaro with reigning world champion Bobby Cottrell at the wheel. You got the Titans of Canada in the right lane against the Tucson-based bright orange Camaro, the other half of the semis. Be Nathan Sitko, 575, 255, and too bad for the reigning world champ, bows out, unfortunately, and so it'll be Sitko against Westerfield, and in case you didn't know, that is a rematch of the Nightfire Nationals last August.
I think we got that 60 back in there. We just, we banged it in round 1 and had to make some changes, swap the blower. So got the other, gear back on there and should be fine.
Ian, a win last year at the Igniter. I believe you went to the final round.
Yep. At the Nightfire. Yes.
What is it about running here up in this altitude that this car likes?
Yeah, I guess we're just used to it. Edmonton, where our home track is kind of very similar conditions, so we're kind of used to running up in altitude. Boise's been really good to us. We just really like it here.
Oh yeah, that thing's just ripping right down there, and Bucky and the team they got it on rails right now. I'm kind of set up for failure because all I can do is make it worse at this point. So I'm trying to do my job. 55 though for here, 263, big speed here for this elevation that we're in. It's the best air you're going to see probably here. So Bucky and the guys are trying to take advantage of it and really stomp on their throats here and show them what we're made of.
miles an hour at 5.55. The quickest run in the entire respect? Yes, there's respect between both lanes, but both are very hungry to win this title. I don't care whether you've won it once or won it 5 or 10 times. Every time you come to this drag strip or any drag strip you compete at, that's the goal. By the end of the weekend, you want to be the champion and you want to be taking that NHRA Wally trophy home. Heritage championship points on the line. All important. At the end of the year, every one of these round wins are critically important. Who do you think? It's kind of a David and Goliath. I mean, a year ago it was Sitko and Hodson just dominating everybody. They went like 551 first round, 560 second round, and then in the final they went 553 or 555 as my memory serves, and they crushed the Bardall team. Whole different story this year. Shane Westerfield goes 555 last round, and they hurt something in the first round with a piston, something in the blower, but they changed whatever they can change in the bubble up pacemaker car in an attempt to pull off potentially an upset for the double up. They're trying to win back-to-back Igniter titles. So it's Shane Westerfield, Bucky Austin looking over at Ryan Hodson, guy that used to drive this car, now is the crew chief and car owner. This is the final. One of the quickest and fastest side-by-side races in Firebird track history. 5.54 beats a 5.63. They left together as one. There was a mere 6,000ths of a second at the Christmas tree. 972, boy. Bucky and company came up to the plate. 368, 209 at the 8th mile. 469 at the 1,000 foot. And for the Bubble Up team, the defending champions, they bow out as bridesmaids, the runner-ups, as Sitko goes 563, 258. What a race. What a tip of the hat to the hardest working people on the planet, the Firebird Raceway track crew. Great job, you guys and gals.
Definitely one of the best race cars I've been in a long time. And I've had a couple good outcall rides, but this one is definitely right there at the top. And the weekend did not start out good at all, but all by me. Had a horrible two-step in a test session that we were trying some stuff and just felt like I let everyone down. Even though it was just a test run, you hate to lose the run. So started out bad, and every run we got quicker, faster, got better on the lights, and here we are Sunday afternoon holding the trophy.
Stuff don't really scare you when you're in a car. You just deal with it, you know. You don't have any choice. You know, you don't have time to think. You got to do.